Hope you're all keeping safe and well. Andrew here again, just out and about. I've just been for a quick bit of lunch at Lotteria. Pretty much the only place in Lào Cai where you can actually get a burger. I thought I'd treat myself today. Very, very hungry today. It's 3:30. So I'm pretty much, my lunch is my dinner, is my breakfast type of thing. I'm on that journey to losing weight and getting healthy, so I sacrificed a breakfast and my dinner just to have one nice meal in the middle of the day for my lunch and cover all three. If that makes sense. It certainly makes sense to me. If you're going to have a certain amount of calories, don't pile them up and just keep going all day. Think about it logically. I look forward to actually having something like this for my lunch, my dinner. It didn't matter what sort of time it was, but I planned it quite well so that it was during pretty much the middle of my day, so that I can, I just really enjoyed it. It's a nice burger. They do a good one. I don't think it's quite in the league of McDonald's for me, but it's very nice. It's a local brand in terms of Vietnam, and I think it's a Korean brand actually, but everywhere in Vietnam you'll find Lotteria. Let me just flip my camera around. Again, just testing out the live function in YouTube, and you won't be able to notice this, but it might look quite smooth. I'm using my iPhone gimbal that's made by DJI. You just connect your phone to it, do a little bit of calibration in this inside the gimbal itself, and then you've got image stabilization through the mechanical system of the gimbal. It's quite an old version and therefore doesn't particularly handle the heavier phones very well. And I have the iPhone Pro Max from the 13th version, iPhone 13 Pro Max, and doesn't particularly handle that very well. So the stabilization isn't as good as it would be if my phone was a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter, or I had the newer version of this gimbal. But to be fair, most of my videos now are being done through the DJI Osmo Pocket 2, which is a camera and gimbal together in one, so I don't need it for my iPhone. But I thought I'd just test out while I'm doing the live function, see if it's comfy to hold it, see how more stabilized it is during the live call, the live videos. To be honest, it feels very heavy, very awkward, so I'm probably not going to use that again for this particular function, but I thought I'd try it out. I thought I'd leave the camera pointing this way for you guys. If you're watching me live, you're getting to see exactly what I'm getting to see as I walk around. In terms of audio, I've actually got my what would you call it, earpods plugged in, and the microphone is going through that. So yeah, just having fun playing around with these things. A little bit of a hobby for me, just seeing what comes up when I'm talking, what thoughts come up in terms of planning for my next vlog video, which I'm going to do later today. Be interested in how the sky comes across. You can see here if I flip it back to me when using the iPhone, you can see the sky's all whited out anyway, because it is so bright and cloudy. It's hard to explain really, really bright, light, white and cloudy sky. But it comes across okay in this video, and I'm sure it will do with my new settings on my Pocket 2. Just trying to find my way around here. I've made a slight turn. Where am I going to go next? Interesting. I think I'm going to take a little turn. No, I'm going to carry on straight. I think I'm in the right direction. I'm just trying to remember which way to go here as I walk down the street. Looking forward to watching some of the golf later from particularly the Live Golf tournament that's on in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Great to see Anthony Kim playing yesterday, and although he didn't play to his own high standards that I'm sure he wanted to do, he's not played golf in tournaments for 12 years, so being able to see him back, and he didn't play very well, his scoring wasn't great, but do you know what, for someone who's not played in professional golf tournaments for 12 years, I'm sure there's a lot of rust in there in terms of competitive edge, and being used to having cameras around him again, and being used to having some fans around at the very least. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that later on, see how he gets on. There is no cuts in these tournaments, so it doesn't matter what score he has. He's still going to be playing on the final day, which which is the Sunday. There are only 3-day tournaments. They're team events as well as individual. I quite like the format. I quite like the idea. And John Ram also joining this year makes it much more interesting to watch. And there are some rumours of other golfers going to join at some point in the future. But yeah, I just find it a nice addition. Some more golf to watch. That's at the end of the day for me as a consumer of golf and someone who's in the industry and somebody who's a professional golfer himself, being able to have as many different golf tournaments to watch as possible is really good. I don't sit there and watch one tournament all the way through unless it's one of the majors like the British Open or the Masters. I tend to just flick around and watch what's going on, and obviously with the Live tournament on at the moment, there's a European Tour event going on, there'll be a US PGA tournament going on, various ladies golf tournaments on, Asian Tour is part of Live, but there are some events going on that you'll be able to watch, and it's just so nice to watch so many different types of golf. Can't really relate to any of them at my skill level anymore, but it is fun to watch and see how good they're getting. Quite enjoying watching quite a lot of the YouTube creators at the moment doing some good content. I particularly like the videos where they actually play the golf course and talk to you about the distance of the hole, the shot they're going to play. They might have a bit of a challenge against another player. I quite like that format and like to do that myself at some point. I think the logistics of it are quite difficult for a solo recorder. You're going to have a tripod or a monopod to be able to put that on the fairway or on the tee box when you're ready to play and record yourself. DJI Osmo will be quite helpful for that because it's a stabilized gimbal, very easy to turn on and set up. Connect it to a tripod, click on the mic and off we go, and then edit the video a little bit later on. I think it'd be interesting to see how that's possible. I need to do an experiment with that really. I've got a tripod, but the problem with the type of tripod I've got, it's a three-legged, it's quite a big tripod. It takes a while just to open it up, to be honest. And I think something that's just a much easier opening tripod to be able to just take out with your golf cart or your golf bag and then and click and go is good. I like the idea of the monopods that have a stake on the bottom, but again you're having to push that into the ground. So interesting. All these YouTubers have got videographers working for them, whether it's full-time or just on a hired basis, and they're the ones who are doing all the filming for these videos, and some of them may also do the editing for them afterwards. But just interesting to do what it'd be like, somebody like myself, just filming myself playing 2-3 holes, doesn't have to be a full round, and taking myself and everyone who's watching it through the process of how to play that golf hole from my perspective, and maybe even from the perspective of an amateur golfer in terms of me telling you what I would do and what I would suggest an amateur would do on that same golf shot. Quite interesting. And maybe actually getting someone who is an amateur to play alongside and do a collaboration style video like that. But yeah, I'd like to do that at some point. Like I say, it's just getting the correct equipment in terms of a tripod of some sort. I noticed also the ones doing on the golf course YouTube videos at the moment, they're using the GoPro and a suction cup. And they've got it on the golf cart, so sat there driving the cart talking to the GoPro. I think that's quite cool. Obviously you need a wide angle for that to work, and I think that's why they're using the GoPro, because it has that natural wide angle lens built in, so you can get up quite close to it. They're certainly not using their main film cameras like the Sonys and things that they use, but nice to see that being used, and a fun way to not only see them hit shots, but also the way they discuss how they played the hole, what they're doing as they go forward. It's pretty cool. Yeah, just flip your back round again. Nice place. Just walking around, no real agenda today, just walking about, getting myself some thoughts, what am I going to do with my next video. I'm testing still in reality the settings, but I'm happy with the 2.7K. Interested in how the light performs, etc. But yeah, it's just fun having something to play around with, a little bit of a hobby, and gets me out walking. That's the key. Anything that gets me continuing on my journey to losing weight and getting healthy is very, very important. And just walking and talking, and then having video to edit, and then realising I want to do another one tomorrow, and it all helps for me to get up and out and about. There's some interesting tripods. I think that one with the legs at the bottom looks very easy to just sort of pop out and use, and then put away again very quickly into your golf bag. And obviously in terms of it being stable, it doesn't matter too much because I'll be using a gimbal anyway, and that self-centers and keeps it steady anyway. I'm starting to get used to having this DJI gimbal in my hand now. It's starting to feel comfortable, and obviously, well, it's not pointing at my face. I can actually have my arm a little bit in closer to me, so that it feels a little bit more comfortable. I've got access to moving the gimbal slightly up and down, left and right, and don't want to go too much because it starts a little wobbling because it doesn't like the heavier phone, let's be honest, and it's doing a good job for the fact of that. But there you go. I'm going to leave you all to it, guys. Obviously tune in and see what my next video is all about, and as I progress, I'll learning new things and maybe come up with some new content and subjects to discuss and talk about to keep it interesting. I'm very aware that what I'm talking about at the moment is generally not interesting for most people, but it's as I work my way through being somebody who uploads videos to YouTube and how it works and what works and doesn't work, and is there anything that I can offer in terms of advice or content that people would actually enjoy. So I think the minimal thing I can provide at the moment is some lovely films around where I'm living here in Lao Cai. So I'll leave you all again. See you all again for another update at some point, and hopefully a nice video later on today. So take care, stay safe. Thanks again.